early in my career when because as a model, I would still even do talks like this, because, I was still, business, but with modeling. And they would ask me about challenges of being a woman. And I honestly could not answer that question, because in the fashion industry, a female model at the time, I don't know if they may compare it to a man today, but at the time I was making 10 to 20 times more than a male model was. So we were the powers that be. It was flopped. I'd be next to this male model and he'd be like, you making 20 times more than me. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know, boo. I know. Fight for your power, boo. So I knew. But when I transitioned to business, it was a totally different thing. Not only was I fighting against being a fashion model, which they thought was vapid and dumb and that all of my success was luck, I was also fighting with being a woman in a man's world. And on top of that, being a Black woman. So I was a triple minority, fashion model, woman, and Black woman. And to this day, it's still not easy. I have male friends and I see their presentations that they are giving to different investors, and it's crap. It's thrown together. They don't have product market fit, just a mess. And they're like, oh, here's $20 million, there's $100 million. And then I come in and they're like, oh, that's really, really nice. But I don't know, come back in a couple years. I'm like, are you serious? Do you see my product market fit? Do you see that I've had one of the most successful reality shows in the history of television's existence? So it's very interesting that I'm living that now. But I'm glad I'm living that now, because I am fighting so that you guys don't have to fight as hard. So the doors that I'm fighting and opening, I always say, as a model, when I was a Black model, I'm getting the cuts, I'm getting the scrapes, I'm getting all that pain. And now I see other Black models walking through that door easier because of that pain. And I see that now as a Black female, former fashion model entrepreneur, so that y'all ain't gotta hurt as much.
So there is a purpose to that pain in terms of it.
And I have to remember it. And Moira, do you know what I say? I mean, just even last month, I'm crying about stuff with work and business and just stress. Like, as strong as I look now, I have moments when I am devastated. But one thing that drives me is I was like, ooh, I cannot wait for the keynote to be able to tell this story. Or I cannot wait, being in a classroom and teaching wherever in the world and to tell my students this story. And that's what helps me to go forward, that I'm gonna learn and then teach.